Hello, 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 YouTube. It's been a while since you guys have heard from me, and I wanted to update you guys with my birthing experience, my labor experience, and how things were when I gave birth to my two beautiful twin girls. So, it's been 2 months. And I am, let's see, 32, 3, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 36 pounds down. Since I have had my girls, I've lost 36 pounds. I am currently 196 pounds. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'm sorry guys, this is my baby. If you follow me on Instagram, then you've been following my journey. Um, Altogether, I have lost 175 pounds. So I'm really excited about that. And I am celebrating breaking into the 100s. Um, so, guys, to tell you about my birthing experience and what happened. Um, so I was with another doctor and I switched doctors because that particular doctor did not support C-sections. I'm sorry, not C-sections, vaginal or natural births after having a C-section. So I decided to change doctors and facilities because this particular facility supports VBACs. So I did that and we were all on board. The doctors knew that I wanted to have a vaginal birth, okay? I have a 21-year-old daughter, and I didn't get to experience that with my daughter. So I really, excuse me, guys, I just woke up. But I really, really wanted that experience because I had never been through it. That's my baby. You guys see my baby? I didn't even know she was in the video. But yeah, um, so this, what happened was I go into the hospital. I did have to give consent just in case, things didn't work out. I had to give consent that it would be okay to have an emergency C-section should that take place. Okay. So I knew that could be a possibility. So I kept an open mind, but I really wanted to push hard for a vaginal birth. Okay. So I went into the hospital, them to induce me, and I hadn't I was having contractions, but I wasn't dilating. So I started with some mild contractions the first day, and I wasn't dilating. However, the contractions crept up on me very quickly. I was contracting. My contractions they had started being a minute apart. They were very strong. And, but I wasn't dilating. So they did the balloon technique or whatever that is. And, I got up to 4 centimeters. So I got up to 4 centimeters and I'm still contracting like really, really hard. It was so painful, guys. Those contractions had me literally like out of it. So I did get an epidural. However, my daughter's heart rates were dropping. My daughter's heart rates were dropping. Mind you, guys, I went through preeclampsia and it was a balance with keeping my blood pressure under control, not having my baby's blood pressures drop. It was like a very traumatic experience. It was not at all what I expected. It was hard. It was very, very hard. Um, and very emotional. So when my daughter's heart rate start dropping. They couldn't figure out what medication was making their heart rates drop that I had been given. So I said, cut the medication, cut the pain medication, the epidural, everything. Take that out. So guys, I had no pain medication for 3 days. I was in labor for 4 days. I was so committed and determined to have my babies vaginally that I said, take the pain medication away. I don't know what's making my baby's heart rates drop, but I can't take that chance. So guys, I was in utter pain. Like, the pain was like just unbearable. Like, I'm like, for three whole days without medication. I was in pain for 4 days, but the first day I had pain medication. So everything was natural after that. As far as pain medication goes, I had none. So I'm still stuck at 4 centimeters. I am at this point very exhausted. I am really getting frustrated with the nurses, some of the doctors, because they were pushing me to have a C-section. They were pushing me like the entire time. They were pushing me from the first day. They were trying to push me to have a C-section. It's like they weren't even trying to give me a chance. I understood that my baby's heart rates were dropping, which is why I told them, cut everything, cut all the pain medication or whatever you guys have been giving me, cut it out, because I don't want my baby's heart rates to drop. So I did that in order to be able to deliver my babies vaginally. Like, it was that important to me, and it was special to me, and I really wanted that experience. So I was willing to sacrifice how I felt, which I felt horrible because, as you guys know, I said that I had issues with preeclampsia. My head was hurting. I'm contracting. I just feel out of it. So eventually what happened, I guess I was so overwhelmed with pain, guys, I fainted. And everybody comes rushing in. Doctors, surgeons, because each girl had their own team. So doctors, nurses, surgeons come rushing in. They're ready to give me an emergency C-section. And I hear them talking to me, but it's like I couldn't respond. They're calling my name. They're patting me on my shoulder. And I finally responded. And they were asking me, are you okay? Are you okay? And I said, I am. I said, but I felt really dizzy. I felt really out of it when I passed out. So basically, guys, I could have died. My babies, God forbid, something could have happened to them, because, as I told you, their pressures were dropping. Heart rates were dropping. And my blood pressure was going up and down, up and down. And I fainted. It was horrible. So it was very emotional. It got to the point where I started hallucinating. And I'll tell you a little bit about that. And I think it was because of the pain. It made me hallucinate. I remember the nurse coming to give me some medication. And, she tells me all of these things the next day. But she came to administer me some medication. And she's like, Miss Little, it's time for us to give you your medication. And I'm like, I'm telling her, where am I going? Where am I going? Why can't I stay here? Um, where are they trying to take me? And all of that. And she's like, Miss Little, we're not we're not trying to take you anywhere. We just want you to take your medication. So guys, I was out of it. Like my mom said, I rose out of the bed. Like I sat up and I was like, what is that trash doing there? My mom like, what are you talking about? What trash? It was it was like a very traumatic situation. And the whole time I felt pressured into having a C-section. Something that I told these people was really important to me, is really special to me. And I really wanted to have that experience. And this might have been or might be my last time to do that because I'm already 36 or I was going on 36. The kids were like born like a few weeks before my birthday, but I'm thinking, hey, I'm already about to turn 36. That's so close to 40. Um Not to say you can't have children at that age, but the risk of having um abnormalities in your pregnancy or is really really high, and I don't want to take that chance. So I'm like, these are the last children I plan on having, so I want to have my babies vaginally. Guys, the only thing made me have a C-section is because I was already 30. I was going into my 38 week, which is really risky for multiple or twins. It's really risky. You really don't want to go too far. So I said to them, because for the sake of my babies and for their health, I won't try to do this any longer. It had already been 4 days that I was in labor. But I said, I won't go any further. This is it. Let's go ahead and have the C-section. So I don't, in the aspect of trying, I don't feel defeated because I did try. I really did. I just could not and would not dilate for whatever reason. I think that I did have both of those experiences though. The only thing that I didn't experience is actually pushing them out. I experienced the contractions, what it feels like to be in labor, and of course a C-section again. So, and I experienced what it feels like to be in labor without pain medication. So it was definitely something. I cried a lot because, like I said, I was so overwhelmed. I was in pain. And before I even had my children, there was like a lot going on as far as my situation and just needing support while I was carrying them. And I was going like to the doctors like 2 times a week. They tried to make it 3 times a week. And I'm like, no, I cannot do it. I can't do 3 times a week. But it was just so much going on prior to me giving birth that I just, I was overwhelmed. There was, like I said, things going on in my personal life and just needing support when you're already having all of these complications and dealing with an autoimmune disease, which is lupus. It was a lot. And so, my experience, that pregnancy definitely, made me not want to have any more children. Seriously, it made me not want to have any more children. But I'm so thankful and so blessed that my babies came out healthy. Um, I'm so grateful that through everything that took place, they're healthy. They're very healthy. So that was my experience. And like I said, do I want to go through it again? Probably not. That is probably the only children I will have, and I am grateful for that because God gave me double. He gave me two kids, two girls, and I love them to death. They are everything to me. They are just the light of my life, and I couldn't ask for a better blessing. So I love all of my children. As I said, I have a 21-year-old daughter, but that experience was nothing like this. Nothing. Absolutely nothing like this. And afterwards, my babies were born premature and they were in the NICU for like 3 weeks. All of that just set in some deep and heavy emotions. I stayed with my babies literally up to 3 weeks. I may have went home maybe 3 times. I didn't want to leave their side. I did not want to leave them. I had to leave because I had a C-section. I wasn't feeling well. I was feeling very weak. I felt like my lupus symptoms kicking in, and I just needed to rest. I needed to go home and rest. And so I did go home a few times. I would go home a day. Well, like I said, I went home 3 times, but I would go, it was spaced out, go home. I'd go back to the hospital. I was always there at my baby's bedside. And so it was a lot, guys. And I'm just happy everything worked out. And God just covered us. He covered me and my babies. But that's pretty much what happened. My mom, she was there, like, she would go to the doctor's appointment. Like, after I went a few times by myself, my mom started going with me towards the end. I had gotten so big, so I really needed somebody to go with me. My mom would go with me, and then she was there most of the time in the hospital until she finally went home. My mom needed to go home. And so it was just like, God, I just wanted that support. And I really want to say, if you plan on having children, it is really good to have a really strong support system, because you're gonna need it. You're really gonna need it. Whether it be the father of the children, family members, sisters, brothers, whoever, just have someone there to support you and help you, because it can get very emotional and very hard. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to share my experience with you guys, and stay tuned to more videos following my weight loss and what's going on with that. And because I initially started this channel to show women, or I guess not necessarily show, but to see, or to, staying healthy while I was pregnant and continuing to work out. And I did that. And I don't know, guys, like, even like when I was in the hospital, or after I was released out of the hospital and I stayed there with my girls, I was just constantly moving, walking, constantly drinking water. And guys, when I tell you, I had no idea I had lost that much weight. When I went to the doctor, I think that was the second week, I had already lost 32 pounds. So now I'm down 36 pounds, and I'm excited. I'm excited and ecstatic about it all, because I worked so hard. And guys, I was 370 pounds, and I was just like, man, I'm pregnant with twins. I am definitely going to gain at least 50 plus pounds. That's what I was thinking. I'm going to gain all this weight back. All of this hard work that I put in is just going to go down. And that's not what happened. I think that I didn't, like, I had gained weight, and then I lost weight in my pregnancy. And then at the end, I had gained like a total of like 30 pounds or something like that. But I know that it was due to the fluid, because I would go into the doctor and in 1 week I'd gain like 8 pounds, and that just wasn't possible. So my legs were huge. My feet were huge. My face was huge, like swelling. I was swollen everywhere. So a great deal of the weight that I had gained that was coming on me so quickly was fluid, was water retention. I was just full of fluid. So I didn't really take this whole, I didn't even really like care. I wasn't too concerned about my weight because I knew that it was a lot of water. And like I said, immediately after I had them, dropped it like no tomorrow. So, but yeah, so I'm still on it. I'm still trying. I'm still doing what I need to do to stay healthy. And, like I said, if you don't follow me on Instagram and follow me on, I don't really post on Facebook like that. So, I can't even like remember I know the name of my Instagram name, but I can't just give you the proper spelling because I have some underscores somewhere. Anyway, but I will post, and I have posted in previous videos so you guys can go back and watch them. But I've given my Instagram name so you guys can follow me. But anyway, guys, just stay tuned, keep watching, and you guys will hear from me soon. Later.